Welcome to this quick little review for a very cool little project blaster from Leedle Dynamics. This is the first Mate, a break action, rear loading, short dart blaster. You can stick a long dart in there too. You can flick it up like that or close it normally. And this is using 4mm cord. I'm getting in the high 60s. I probably could get it over 70 or in the 80s. It is a small little blaster though, so I still think that's pretty good. This is almost his answer to the Dart Zone Solo with this kind of folding bit, and it folds into the handle. You could easily stick that in a pocket. One thing I really like about this is when you put these darts in the back, he has a great little retention system. That's probably costing us some FPS, but I would rather lose a little bit of speed and not have my dart drop out. So I'm a pretty big fan of this whole thing. Ding. I have after this a little quick assembly guide. If you do print it out, there's a lot of little small parts. He has an assembly video too, but you know, hey, I thought I was putting one together anyway. I was actually putting this one together, and I thought I might as well record it. These are super fun. I love a big complicated project, obviously, who doesn't? But I'm almost learning that just like with board games where I used to say, oh, I love a board game to be about 3 hours long, I'm kind of learning that I like a moderate experience sometimes, just for time. And sometimes blaster projects are no different. You know, a few hours of printing, a few minutes to put together, and you have such a fun thing. And you could make a bunch of these for your friends, do a cool little stringers only round with these. You should go check out his files. I am going to sell pre-builts on my Etsy store. I've already sold a couple, I think. I put them up last night. This is a really fun one. I'm always super impressed. I love all of his blasters, obviously, but in some ways, this is kind of my favorite. This is the one I definitely would not leave behind and makes just for such a great carry-around blaster. Another really clever thing in here, there's no hardware. It's just this 4mm paracord, which I kind of wonder if I could get better results with a 3mm cord. I might experiment with that. But this has a 4mm cord. This little retention mechanism here, it's all 3D printed, but it works like a spring, which is just really, really clever. I love that you just don't need a lot to do these. I ordered a bunch of different thicknesses of cord off Amazon a while ago, and it's lasted me forever, and it just gives me the power to make a stringer whenever I want. Another great blaster from Leedle Dynamics. Would definitely recommend making this if you have the capability. It's not going to cost you a lot of filament. It's not going to cost you a lot of time, and you'll have something that when you show it to people, they'll be like, that is very neat. Sometimes I worry a little bit about durability when you get into 3D printed parts that are that small and 3D printed parts that are functioning as a spring. But I don't think with the tension and load that we have on this, I'm really not too worried about it. When I ship these out, I might ship them with an extra couple little pieces just because it won't cost me much to do. It seems pretty sturdy. I've fired this one a ton. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed this little short one. I was just so excited about this one. I wanted to talk about it, and I didn't want to trim it down to a minute, although I will have to do a short on this as well because I want to get the word out. All right, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Let's put together this new blaster from Leedle Dynamics, the first Mate. First, we're going to grab our barrel. We're going to take our trigger, and this is a little bit of a tight fit. We put this at a bit of a 45-degree angle there, and then wiggle that in like so. And then we put this pin down in through it. If it is stubborn, I use a little nylon pry. We can do this at any time, but I'm going to just put on the little barrel. And for this one, I use a contrasting color, but it's the same pin as the trigger pin. Some of these are a tight fit. The other one I built was not that tough. Now we're going to take one of these little wings. We want a little nub here. You can see it there, facing in towards the blaster. We take this long pin here. We slide it in here. Tolerances were certainly tighter on this PLA. We slide it in like this, and then we want to take this little piece that actually functions as a spring to keep everything closed, and we want the hook part forward. So we just put that in here, pull that back out a little bit. Line it all up and push our pin through. Keep pushing and add the one on the other side. Hammer gently if you have to hammer. And this is cool. This is like a little retention piece that you can clip onto this bar. Truly wish I'd showed you guys when I built the other one. But there we go. It is on and these are together. Now we line this up like so. We put these little nubs kind of in that groove and we put in our center pin. So I'll move these out of the way. Goes better if everything's lined up. Perfect. That is our blaster. Now we just need to add some string. I used this 4mm paracord. And you want to tie it pretty snug. Just not too snug that you can't prime it. Everything kind of stays put right in that notch. That feels pretty good. And we burn the bits of our cord usually, keep them from fraying. And here we go. This is such a cool blaster. And here we go. Press that to release it, bend it like that, push a dart in the back. It has great retention. It's not going anywhere. And you can flip it or you can just close it back up. And it's awesome. It even has storage in the bottom for a dart.